Hello everybody. This is going to be a comparison video between my two Sony Boomboxes. The one on the left is model CFD-V35 and the model on the right is model CFD-S350. Both of them are CD cassette boomboxes with an FM tuner. They both have headphone imports. They both have different speaker settings. The one on the left, I believe, is a little bit older. It has a date code of January 1999. The one on the right, I'm not sure, but I believe it's from the early to very mid-2000s, maybe 2003. I don't really see it being past 2002 or 3 because once you even get into like the 90s, the tapes start to get a little more antiquated, at least the late 90s, like that 99 model. So I have to imagine that it's not from anything past 2003-4. The one on the left I've had for a couple years. I've used it all the time. It's kind of worn out, but it still works. The one on the right I got from a friend for $5. They wanted to get rid of it. So we're going to do a comparison between sound quality, features, just pretty much everything. All of them work completely. The older model on the left has some issues with the CD player. It used to work perfectly, but now it sort of rubs a little bit, so it has a little bit of an annoying noise, but it does still work. The one on the right works fully, although I have not tested the tape deck because I don't have a tape handy to test. I have some, I just don't know where they are. But the one on the left does have a working tape deck. So we'll take a look at them closer here. So here is a look at model CFD-V35. It's obviously black. It's very rectangular. It has a mega bass port. Very simple controls on the front. You have the power, the setting, loop for the CD. You have a manual tuner with the little adjustable thing. Volume buttons, which I'm not a total fan of. I've always preferred the knobs, but Sony likes the buttons. You have the mega bass button. You have play mode for the CD. You have display. You have the buttons for the CD. You have the speaker settings, power, the light. On the top, you have the tape deck and all the buttons for it. Tape slides in on the top. And you have a pause button as well. On the left, you have the CD player with the reader in the back. Handle up on top. It's very light. On the back you have the antenna, which this one is broken, but it would work completely. Typical boombox cord. The battery compartment, Sony, and then on the bottom you have, the CD player opened. You have all of the info about it. Made in China. And that's the bottom. So pretty simple older unit here. You'll notice that it has a, if I can get it out, a very thin cord with a very thin plug. Now we'll move to the one on the right. You can see this one's obviously beige. It's a lot more circular, rounded, aerodynamic. The handle is a lot more circular. This one's a little bit lighter. You can see it has the CD player on the top. Same exact design. Has the tape on the front with the controls here, and you slide it in on the door like that. Pause button as well. This one has the CD controls on the top and the tape controls on the bottom, although they are a little bit hard to read, as you can see, as compared to this one, because it's beige with just imprints. It does have the headphone port, as does the other one. You have the band selection, the mega bass button, which on this one you can see the mega bass port is not on the front. It's integrated into the speakers. You have the volume, the little display, which is bigger, digital tuner, mode, the red light of death, little R, and the display button. And on this one as well, you'll notice that the cord, which is a lot thicker, is a boombox cord as well. This one does have a fully functional antenna that actually goes straight up. It's not broken off, so that's nice. And on the bottom, the battery compartment, and it's a lot more flat looking. And there's the information. I was hoping it would give me a date code on this one, but it does not, unfortunately. And the CD player opened again. So that is the, obviously this didn't come from the factory like that. Those are the two boom boxes. Now I'm going to get the camera back on the tripod and do some demonstrations. Okay, perfect. So now I will plug both of them in. Sony, being the way they are, they program them to not turn on when you first plug them in, which is nice. Unlike some boom boxes, these have they can stay plugged in and not be on, which is very handy. If the plug wants to go in. There we go. I will raise the antenna on this one as much as it can be raised, and raise the antenna on this one up fully. We are in a very interior part of my house, so if we don't get excellent reception, that will be why. So now I will go ahead, I believe they are both on the same radio station. I will start with the older one here. I'm just going to hit power, and it's on CD, so I will hit FM. And it's on 92.9. You'll see it's defaults to rock. We'll turn that off. I believe the mega bass is, that's off, that's on. Got the different sound settings. The live really makes a difference. They really program it well. I'll let it play for a little bit so you get a good example of the sound. But, yeah. As you can tell, it does sound very good. This is even with the broken antenna. It still works this good. So what we'll do now, we'll shut it off and we'll go to this newer one. Off, power, also on CD, radio. Oh, oops. Oh, I forgot the tuner button is right here. Go back to 92.9. The one annoying thing about having the digital tuner is it's obviously a lot slower. And the button doesn't always respond as quickly. We're missing all of the song. It does have presets though, that's the benefit. There's 92.9. And I'll turn the volume up. Mega bass is on, off, on. You can adjust the modes. Let it play. Putting my hand over the antenna doesn't do much. That's how you know it's good. But obviously it sounds good, so we'll turn it off here. So I think that, I don't know how good my camera microphone is, but if it's as good as it is just listening in person, I think that you guys are obviously going to see a difference. The older one on its natural setting sounds a lot more full and thick and rich and toned and a lot more clear. This one, it's close. They're both good speakers, but this one is definitely more tinny and thin and kind of like ringy as compared to that one. It's definitely lower quality speakers. Not that this is bad, but there is a noticeable difference. I'll turn them on at the same time here, and I'll put them on the same volume. Got a new song. We'll go 2 max. We'll turn this guy on and go 2 max. See, now there's really not much of a difference. I mean, when they're both running, it's pretty hard to tell a difference. Yeah. So, turn both of them off. Now I will go ahead and actually, I guess you already saw the tuner function on this one, the scroller thing. I guess I'll just show you here while I lower the antenna down. I'll show you the tuner on this one does work. You turn it on, and then go to 1017. There's 94.9.
Money to do anything.
Back on 92.9. So I'll go ahead and I will put them back on the same volume so we can sync them up. Is that on 4.2? 4.1. There we go. I will say I think this one gets a bit louder on the lower volumes, but I will go ahead and demonstrate the CD function. Hopefully the black one cooperates. Turn it on. CD. Open her up. This is a copy of the Yet's first album. Pop it in, and you'll hear the grinding noise. It worked yesterday. We'll see if it wants to work now. I'm going to go with no. Let me try again. You got to play with it because it's a little broken. There it goes, and it read. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit play. Oops, play. And on it comes. Obviously the sound things apply. And it sounds very good. Use the skip buttons, obviously. Skip ahead a few songs. Sounds very good. It does have, if I can read it, the repeat 1, repeat all, and I believe that's shuffle. It's so hard to read. Yeah, shuffle. And there it does the Sony thing. I love that. Sony's do the repeat with, you can repeat one song that it's on, or it will repeat the whole album. So we'll shut that one off. Power it off. Come over here. CD in. Power. CD. That's how that one sounded at one time. Reading the disc, it takes a little longer to read. Go ahead and hit play. Nice and quiet. I think it is a bit louder. Still sounds good though. It definitely is a bit tinier, as you can hear. Less full. But it's not bad at all. I like that the display is nice and big. Obviously. What a good album. This band is friggin' just... They're unbelievable. I wish they had gone farther than they did. Anyways. Skip here. Oops, wrong button. Let's try that one. Skip ahead to whatever song. Takes a second to follow itself. That's one thing I like about the older one, is that the older one doesn't do that. You can change the way you see it, which that one has. It'll show the rest of the song, the rest of the album. Mode has got repeat 1, repeat all, and shuffle. So then when you hit shuffle, does the Sony thing. Takes a bit longer to shuffle. There it goes. Picking a song. And it's pretty much just a shuffle. So, yeah. It does admittedly take a second to follow itself. But yeah, so we'll turn that back off. Oh yes, this one has the shuffle repeat, and then it has the program, which nobody cares about. I don't think that one has the shuffle repeat all. It might. Actually, hell. Don't do what I just did. It's not good for it. I'm kind of curious now whether this one has shuffle repeat all. I think it does, but I couldn't tell because the screen on this one is so small. Let me get over on this side of it, and I'm going to put my face right on the screen if it decides to read it this time. There we go. I don't remember this one having shuffle repeat all. Let's see. Play mode. Repeat 1, repeat all, shuffle. It does have it. Okay. And then program. So it's pretty much the same CD system as the other one. So, I think that's it. I'd show the tape, but I don't have one. So that is a comprehensive comparison and review between my two Sony boomboxes. The older one, model CFD-V35, and the newer one, model CFD-S350. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and click like if you like what you see, and follow me on the web at isaac24.com. Bye-bye.